the 39-year-old who has dominated this World Cup, whether he scores or not. His dream of back-to-back World Cups is well and truly alive. Lionel Messi. As we welcome you back to Atlanta Stadium, let me just put you in the picture. Well, you can see it behind me. The Argentina fans, very few of them have left their seat, and they are serenading the Argentina players in front of them, especially directly behind us, as you can see there. It's a beautiful scene for the defending world champions.
Now we can finally know where they were and how many were there.
I know. Look, what do you think? A 70-30?
Yeah, that's how it was. That's how it was.
What a World Cup semi-final we have just witnessed. Let's show you the story from start to finish. Coming into this game, plenty of huge names. Lexi, Harry Kane for England, that man for Argentina. Start us off.
Huge names, but not a whole lot of action, especially in the first half. So slim pickings. We take a look at this one here with Alvarez getting a shot off. Jordan Pickford seeing it all along and just gets something on it here, but few and far between when it came to opportunities. So let's get into this 55th minute. And finally, the deadlock is broken. Watch this ball. My goodness, from Rodgers. Watch the way that he curls it right around the back of the defense. And I'll tell you what, Anthony Gordon, one, way to be onside, and two, on that second hop here, look, or the first hop here, look at this. To just steer it into the far corner, and now you think, oh my goodness, deadlock broken. David Beckham's happy. Everybody's happy from an England perspective, and they believe. Not so fast. Not so fast. You got to play defense. Argentina starts to grow into the game, getting opportunities. Wonderful tackle here. Spence, he just reads this perfectly. He has to be perfect in this moment, and he is. Gets to the ball, potentially saves a goal. Simeone on the ground, but they keep coming.
But Lex, Lionel Messi started to play symphony. He went on the right, back on his left foot. That's all he did the whole end of the second half. Put the ball on the head of Nico Gonzalez, and Pickford came to the rescue. But that was the first note. Just the first note. As you can see here, Pickford, he has to save that. Still a good save. Still a good save. But the music was coming. Even more, louder. Now, you can see here the point is asking for the ball. Leo, for this time, is inside. What a cross, by the way. And we all thought that the ball was in because we had the view from the other side, obviously, of where we are. I was like, oh, that's a goal. Bang, post. But as you said, Lex, earlier, and Zlatan also, they hit the post. They didn't care. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. And then the big man came on, and I will leave that one for Zlatan after because it's going to be, as we all know now, first and foremost, the goal of Enzo Fernandez. An assist for Leo Messi. Once again, attracting the ball on the right, putting the ball in the middle for Enzo Fernandez. Jude Bellingham wasn't far to block it, but he didn't block it. And also, we had a nice view because we could see it as soon as the ball left his foot. I was like, wow, it's over. It's over. 1-1.
Momentum.
And then the moment when the beautiful moment happened. Good shot by McAllister, second post from him. First one with the header, second one with the right foot, and look at this one. I said yesterday, you're gonna see left foot of God, you got to see the right foot of God. What a cross, and look at that header. Good goal. But look at this celebration. Everybody goes to Messi, and not Martinez. Martinez goes also to Messi because they know who the man is, and they know who made the difference. And look how much it means for this guy. Beautiful, beautiful moment. Emotional.
And by the way, Lionel Messi now has 8 goals and 4 assists at this World Cup, and he leads the Golden Boot race as Argentina will move into their 7th World Cup final. They have won 3 of the previous 6 as they have taken down.
Look at this.
Sent running.
That's a good one, to be fair.
That is a good. Oh my.
So it's Argentina then who make the World Cup final. And as we looked at the story of that day, Zlatan, and especially the Enzo Fernandez goal there, just 4 minutes before the end of the game. England were 4 minutes from the World Cup final plus stoppage time. But that goal from Enzo Fernandez felt like the most coming goal of all time. It felt like everyone knew it was coming. When you're playing in that game as an Argentina player, do you also know it's coming?
But you feel it. They put pressure on them, just like the gentleman here said. The music was coming, and it got louder. They got a lot of opportunities. They hit the post. They had other opportunities after that also. Then you got to see here the shot from Enzo Fernandez. By the way, what a game he did also, Fernandez. Magic also. Look at this shot. Not a power shot, but precision. Precision, a little knuckleball there, or what do you say, Thierry?
Whatever it is, it's beautiful, and the ball went in. That's the most important. They got done on the corner.
And this makes England even more in deeper water. How do you say? Like
Exactly that.
Oxygen finish. But before that, they were too defensive. Listen, we can say about Argentina, they're amazing. Messi is amazing. But England, they were too defensive.
And I'm interested, Thierry, from an England player's point of view, when you are then going deeper and deeper, and your manager is essentially sending that message on, I assume, you tell us, do you know you're doing it? Are you trying to step up? Or what happens in the psyche of a player?
First and foremost, I'm going to have to bring you back to when you're on the bench as a coach. Things go so quickly. We sit here, we're calm. We're having a sandwich, we're having a coffee, and we're like, oh, I would have done this, I would have done that. Right. Now we need to analyze it.
Thierry, explain with Rashford what happened.
We need to analyze it. Rashford was supposed to come on just before Gordon scores. Then Gordon scores, then suddenly 5 minutes after he goes into a back five. And then when you go into a back five early, you lose Rhys James. Then you lose Rhys James. What do you go about it? Then Spence changes. Then you put O'Reilly. But then O'Reilly now is playing on the wing. What are you doing? Boom, they score. Where do you go from that 5-3-2? You know, and then boom, they score again, and then you try to put guys towards the end. It's not easy. I will repeat it again. They went into a back five too early. But I also will tell you something. When you're on that bench and you start to think and you look at the clock, you're like, oh, it's nearly the end. And sometimes you look again and you're like, 20 minutes has passed. I can assure you that it's not that easy, but still. He went into a back five too early. You don't play that team too low, too early like that.
That is so interesting because, of course, for fans it goes so slowly, but for the coaches it goes so fast. Zlatan, you were going to say?
That's why I said that Thierry explained with the situation with Rashford. That's the dynamics. What was supposed to happen and what happened. He was meant to go for Rashford to come in and push for the counter-attacks, and then suddenly you score a goal in that moment. You go in a back five. They had in total 6 defenders totally at a certain point, the England team. But this is the feeling you have as a coach. This time it didn't go his way. It went in Scaloni's way when he pushed all the offensive players. He played the cards right for Tuchel. He didn't play the cards right, but if Tuchel would have win the game, we would have said, whoa, what a genius. Like, he went on the defensive part. Argentina couldn't put a hole on them. And then if you look at Argentina, everything happened in the end. In the end, like the last minutes. Not how you start, how you end, yeah.
You've always said it, Lex.
Well, I mean, now we've taken a little time away. And again, if I put myself in an England's fan shoes, and Tuchel at times, there are games where you say, look, we just got beaten by a better team. We weren't in it. This is not one of those games. This game will and should be dissected in terms of the decisions that were made. To Thierry's point, it's easy from up here to do that. But this was one that was in the palm of their hand for, at times during the game, and certainly when they got that goal. We have seen in this tournament where Tuchel's done the same thing and tried to ride out and done it very well in terms of managing the time and managing the game. It didn't happen in this one. Thomas Tuchel will be the first to tell you that it is very, very fine margins when you get to this point in terms of the separation of teams and what separates winning and losing. And so I think it's going to be fair in this postmortem to look at what happened and the decisions that were made, and were they right? Always going to be relative to what the final score is, but again, it was in the palm of their hand, and it was taken out. Yes, by a wonderful team, and yes, by one of the greatest of all time. But you wonder, even this England team, Did they have the wherewithal on the bench, both in terms of the players and in terms of Thomas Tuchel, to see this out? I think they would all say yes, but this is why we ultimately play the games.
This was a different loss from yesterday. France, they lost yesterday, but with, you could say, like, they didn't have a chance because Spain was much better. Here, England was leading, and if they would handle the situation differently, they could have won. So they should be more disappointed than the French team yesterday.
No, I just wanted to say well done, England, because the way it started, it didn't look it was going to be like this. Bellingham was outstanding. Ken was outstanding. I mean, we can name those two because they were more the guys that scoring the goals. Gordon scored tonight, but I would say that, you know, it looks bright for you guys, and it will happen eventually. So well done in England, seriously, because it didn't look it was going to be that way. I didn't doubt it, but a lot of people were doubting it. You still didn't make the final, but carry on going.
Okay, chaps, thank you. Lots more to come from the gentlemen, but for the